First, before I get started with any commentary, I have to say I have a huge bone to pick with the both of these individuals in this picture right here, and I'm lucky that I have found one picture I found of them together instead of me having to go back and forth between images of them separately, because they both have done something. They've committed a huge portion of treason when it comes to the black community. So let me just start off by saying fuck both of these turncoats, and whatever happens to them will simply just happen. Now, I believe in working from my left to my right, so I will start with Malcolm Jenkins first. Malcolm Jenkins, if y'all don't know, as you can tell, it says he's the safety for the Philadelphia Eagles. At first, it seemed like he was all for the protest and whatnot, raising his fist up in the air and this, that, and the third. Well, it has pretty much now come out and come to my attention, and probably yours if you follow things in the sports realm, that the NFL has pledged to donate $90 million to this social activist thing or what have you. And Malcolm Jenkins says that he feels that this is a turning point where they should stop protesting. Basically, it's $90 million of hush money to get them to pipe down and to stop protesting. Because believe it or not, the NFL ratings have gone down and they have dipped yet again. Like, they have been on the decline for pretty much the entire season. The Black Friday for the NFL, you could say, will be the Super Bowl. I guess you can call that Black Sunday, when they hope that they can regain all of their ratings back. That's probably why they tried to get Jay-Z to perform at the halftime show, but that was a fail, and they ended up with Justin Timberlake. But to be honest, I don't even think that's going to save their ratings, nor will the commercials, because to be honest, if the game isn't good, they'll rely on the commercials and the halftime show performance for it. But the only thing they'll probably have going for them this year is the commercials. But other than that, I don't think that will even save them. I'm trying to get my words together here. I don't even know how long this commentary is going to be. Just bear with me. So, Malcolm Jenkins not only said he's going to cease and desist doing this protest, but let me go back a little bit, not too far back. Remember, we was talking about John Schnatter, the CEO of Papa John's, and how he blamed the NFL protest on the reason his sales have been declining through his franchises of Papa John's, and how he lost $70 million, even though he's been on the decline since the beginning of the year, before the protest really started to pick up steam. Well, it turns out that Malcolm Jenkins franchises one or maybe even a few Papa John's. So, of course, whatever Papa John's he franchises is going to be affected by this loss. If the CEO is hurting, all the other franchisers and investors are hurting as well, because they are all under the umbrella of John Schnatter. So he probably sees this as an opportunity to have a money grab to put back into his business. Now, I'm just guessing that's probably what it is. I could be right, I could be wrong, but I think I'm in the right direction. I'm in the ballpark. Fuck Malcolm Jenkins and his fake ass. Now that I'm done with him, I may go back on him, but I'm not sure yet. Depends on how I feel. Let's switch over to Anquan Boldin, another fake ass individual who, like Malcolm Jenkins, was all for the protest and what have you, but then he bought into the whole, well, the NFL is going to be donating $90 million to social activism and change. Maybe we should see it from their point of view. These two right here, especially Anquan Boldin, deserve the Dumb Nigga Award. He actually thinks that them donating all of this money to social activism or whatever it is they're trying to donate to is going to somehow end what Colin Kaepernick has been protesting the entire season of last year, 2016-2017. That's not how any of this works. And that's just like that pin post I put up on my Twitter account saying that putting a white baby and a black baby together embracing each other is going to end systematic racism. It does not work like that. It doesn't end with a hug, and it doesn't end with money. But when you've never been affected by that, you think money can change everything, dear white people. And apparently, dear Anquan Boldin, because he believes that money can actually change things. Money can only be a temporary fix. Would you put a Band-Aid over a flesh wound that needs surgical procedures and time to heal? No, because if you put a Band-Aid over a flesh wound, all you're going to do is continue to bleed out and you may die. Take the may out, you will die if you bleed to death. That's basically what they're trying to do. It's all a trick to get them to stop doing it. Because, see, they think that a lot of these players are nothing but slaves to the money. But luckily, and fortunately, some of these players actually said, hold on, I see what you're trying to do, and it's not going to work. So the protest will commence. See, they're trying to do this because, like I said, the NFL is losing a lot right now. They're losing stuff in sponsors. They're losing stuff in ratings. Like I said, Papa John, well, I'm not going to use him as an example because he was already losing way before this protest even occurred. But Malcolm Jenkins and Anquan Boldin, both of them are full of shit. Full of shit. And now people are really getting in their ass, and good for them. Because it's high time that we called out the bullshit that has been going on with these high-paid individuals who think that they know every goddamn thing and think that they are speaking for us. And see, what's bad is that they are going to ruin it for those who may be in their position or even higher, who actually want to do something that's beneficial towards us. All it took was for the NFL to wave a little bit of green in their face, and already they were ready to stop protesting. I think someone had said it was in a picture. I'm not sure if it was photoshopped or not. They said when they said they showed Malcolm Jenkins raising the fist, they could have sworn they saw some Papa John's coupons in his hand, in his fist. I don't know if they were joking or not, but it wouldn't surprise me if the shit was real. These two right here should be dispelled, exiled from the black community. If we had some sort of code of conduct, they would never do something like this. And if they did, they would have been dealt with accordingly, no matter how much money they had. That's really all I have to say about these two. It could be a whole lot more. But if I should decide to say anything else, I'll save it for my live stream on Sunday. Y'all let me know what you think down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. The links will be in the description. Have your notifications turned on.